Ashefo Sabra Minoka say, a seeding Ketia finally, Ababe Casa concern the prophecies are na ba patch says, I helicopter na, Kwashi Fema amount for 8 bear one tree, bear one tree or no. There's a seeding Ketia targets no can be or no Mahama how they drusi and co. Now prophecies na ba ama office of the president or my director say, Ubibia or ye soft for and our prophet, I will be no sure. Nesene anafre nefama a session of the office of the presidency who will be reviewing all of these prophecies. But then today, a sitting Ketia Ababe Kasa party say in some name say there's more to come. Ombewu the see and cry the since Abebani had no party they be omusru they are unperturbed and undeterred because you know a sitting Ketia only say we are no obia ebewu. And aside from that, so the ebesi unipa no ni hu tumi a obetima ide a stop him yenko tie some of the tuja eba yebeto aso.
So I'm urging the chiefs and the Williams, even as we find answers in foreign religions, you've all heard about various prophecies, some of them claiming to play the role of God. So, and some threatening our leadership that more calamities are on the way to happen unless certain things are done. My belief is that what will happen will happen. And we are not going to be cowed away from taking necessary decisions that will restore this country. And I know the way our chiefs are rallying around His Excellency the President, I know he will continue to be emboldened to take the right decisions that will reset this country, whether there are prophecies or no prophecies. And I want to urge all of us to use this moment as a solemn occasion to find out what went wrong. I want to urge our chiefs and traditional rulers that there is nothing shameful about our culture. Let us do honor to our culture. If as an individual you convert to any other religion, you have your freedom to practice your religion. But this is the land of God.
Okay, so when in summer a year is saying Kitia edebe tuja, but then it does not end there because we know can say and then your brem update said TikTokers be a year fancy comedy together with a year one Lydia or Mukasa basically usually for the NPP administration they were arrested because according to the party say plain a question if Mahama no pay munankasa nanka was a sonable and far from that no more threatening say President Mahama on the first lady Lodina Ombeshi. Now Johnny Hughes a presenter with TV3 on the same biaba he is giving 2 cents and bash this particular TikTokers a more parody and also pushing for the death of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. You could see
yesterday I understand that the Ghana Police Service picked up 2 people. A gentleman who often comes on social media and is holding one ear as if he has an ear problem. And he'll be talking all manner of baloney. Why have they been picked up? They've been picked up over TikTok viral video threatening the lives of the President of the Republic and his wife, the First Lady. In fact, the first day I heard Helen, I mentioned this to Helen, that I saw the TikTok video and I was shocked, suggesting to us how they were going to kill the president and behead the wife of the president, the First Lady. And this was on TikTok live, and they were saying all manner of things on it. Initially, when the arrest was made, you had party fanatics on social media suggesting that they just made a post about the president and they have been picked up. You see, misinformation and disinformation. In the last administration, we spent a lot of money under the watch of Agyapong Nkrumah. Misinformation, disinformation, to the point of suggesting that some of us as journalists, or we journalists, do not know how to do our work. I agree that some people have excesses. But we spent a lot of money on misinformation and disinformation in this country. So when I saw some of the people who were supporters of this whole campaign against misinformation and disinformation suggesting that, oh, the people just put up a post about the president and they were picked up, I got angry. I said, what is this government doing? These are the very things that we complained about. Why would you repeat them? And then I get the fine details of somebody suggesting that we will kill the president and behead his wife. We'll cut off the wife's head. A bit trinity. And they spoke in P. What were they seeking to achieve? We have not finished grieving. And if per what we know is true, the individuals, the 8 gallant men who died in that helicopter crash last Wednesday, unfortunately, were told that the president was supposed to be on that flight. We were told that the minister for roads was supposed to be on that flight. And you know that when the president moves, the chief of staff moves with him. I decided that I was going to do this analysis on the plane crash after the funeral. But this has triggered it, so I'll start a bit of it. When the president moves, the chief of staff moves with him. And you have about 5 or 6 cabinet ministers. Imagine if they were all in that plane, that helicopter, and that crashed. We have already buried 2. We will bury other 6, 8. If these people had died, the government would have crashed. Yes. There's no mince words at all. The government would have crashed. You have no president. You have no chief of staff. You have no minister for defense. You have no minister for interior. You have no minister for roads. You have no minister for lands. You have no minister for science, environment, science, and technology. Your government is crashed. What would that mean? So it is not a thing to joke with. That is why I didn't take it lightly on Mr. Kofi Akpaloo. It is not a thing to joke with. Look, we were in this country when Dr. Leo McPalm, Dr. Agojo, now DCOP, ACP, he was kept on that rank for God knows how long. He was punished. What was his crime? He was added onto a WhatsApp page, a WhatsApp group. We picked helicopters. We went to the Atimpoku area. We were circling the area. We have seen some in this country before. They were circling the area. What did Dr. Leo McPalm, now late, he died. What were they going to do? They said, oh, they're going to organize a coup. What did they have? Scissors and some bread knife or something. Did they take that into coup? Now, here are people who are emboldened. And you know, TikTok is the Gen Zs like TikTok. So what was the actual intention of these people? The lawyers will tell you that nothing convicts a man faster than his words. And the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. This is not witch hunting. It is their own mouths and what was in their hearts and in their heads that have brought them into the bosom of the law. And so the law must deal with them. Were we not in this country when a radio presenter sat on air and spoke ill about Madam Rebecca Akufo-Addo, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, and the state apparatus was marshaled? The state apparatus was marshaled. It was a civil matter, but the state security was marshaled to go and pick him up And they threw him inside cells. We use state resources to intimidate people. These people are threatening the life of the president of the republic elected by the universal adult suffrage of the Republic of Ghana. Right-thinking members of society queued in the sun to elect him. He swore the right oath. He didn't come to power through the barrel of the gun. Indeed, we were all paranoid. In the previous administration, when talks were about coup, d'etat, and the rest, and I asked a question that if you have your president, chief of staff, and key cabinet people wiped off, what does that mean? Will it be right then for the military to step in? Do we suspect foul play? I'm only asking questions. I am only asking questions. So these individuals who have been picked up by the police, they must be made to talk. They must talk. They must tell us what they know. And there were a tall list of people on that live TikTok. They know themselves. I will urge the police to find all of them. They must talk. They must give us their plan. How they intend to kill the president and behead his wife. A very silly way of living. Very, very silly. And people will be misconstrued and be calling him a journalist. Such idiocy being displayed publicly. Just find me the who have been arrested and all the others who were wishing death on the president and even making fun of people who had died. Such insensitivity. Such insensitivity because of cheap politics. And you won't have elders in the political party call them to say, come back. I mentioned it here. I said, look, until a time when the NPP goes back to the values and the principles. Come to me, please. Let me say this before we read the Bible verse. Until the new patriotic party goes back to the values and the principles that set up the party, they would miss the boat all the time. I beat my chest and say that when you read the NPP's constitution, the signatories, Mr. Odoi Sykes, that's my direct grand uncle. Don't be half-half. My grandmother is Susanna Odoi Sykes. Direct. It's not half-half. Straight. Where was it signed? I said until the NPP goes back to the values and principles that form the party,